and don't think twice about how these plans can be taken in the blink of an eye. I never thought much about it myself, until I was faced with a shock and undeniable truth. At that moment, I felt my heart dropped, my body became weak, and my soul numb. I dropped to my knees, and I began to pray for understanding and comfort. I would no longer hear her witty advice, or feel her unconditional love, because my beloved grandmother was passed away just 2 months ago, and all what I'm left with are the memories that we shared together, and the way she made me feel about myself, loved, wanted, and special. My grandmother was the most charming woman I have ever seen. She looked just like an angel, with her silky silver hair and her sparkling green eyes. Her deep wrinkles seemed to carve the map of her life, and her tattooed face narrated the story of her life in her hometown, Ilkif. If you have ever talked to my grandmother, you would have noticed that, in addition to her physical appearance, she possessed an internal, incorruptible inner beauty. My grandmother was unbelievably compassionate. Her heart and her generosity knew no bounds. Her door was always open. You could just walk in and be sure that you had a place to stay in. For a few minutes, few hours, or even a few days. You would certainly enjoy her hospitality, her generosity, or even her delicious dishes. The door was always open, and the food was always plentiful. In fact, the best memories of my grandmother are of her in the kitchen, cooking or baking dessert for Eid al-Fitr. She made cooking a personal performance. Every dish, cake or bread she baked was an artful creation made with love. She would make the whole house smell so delicious that it made me curious if other people were as lucky as we were. Every time she cooked, we knew that the dish were going to be as good, if not better than the time before. To my grandmother, cooking was an act of love. My grandmother had so much love to give. She loved with an intensity that I had never experienced before. She believed that in loving people, we express our love to God, because God created us in love. His inspiring words in the Quran guide us with love, and the free will He gave us was given in love. She believed deeply in her heart that God wanted us to choose to love Him and to recognize the truth with our hearts. She had her own philosophy regarding God and religion. She would quietly smile and say, God is love. We loved hearing those words as much as she loved saying them. There are also so many other things that I remember, like how she loved listening to my stories and how we enjoyed listening to Hatice Bini's songs during the long, hot summer nights.